Hey guys, on today's episode of the Korea Packs podcast, I want to talk about a few things that I don't really care for anymore. As I've entered my early 20s, I realized that I care too much about things I shouldn't be caring about. I want to talk about three important things today that I just stopped giving a fluff about. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into today's episode. Hey there, what's up, people? Welcome back to the Career Packs podcast. My name is Neil Patel. I'm the host of this podcast. What's up, people? It's nice and early in the morning when I'm recording this, 9:30 a.m. And yes, I'm wearing the same stuff, probably look the same. Hair is a little bit uglier. I wonder, people who watch these video versions, if you guys think why I wear the same thing all the time or if that even concerns you. I don't know. I wonder if y'all think that. Today, though, we are finally entering the 200s. 201. You guys read the title of the pod, Things I Don't Care For Anymore. I want to chat about them. As we enter our early 20s, the older we get, the more I've entered into my quote unquote adult life. When you got bills to pay, you got priorities, you have new people, new relationships, all new things start to come when you start to enter your early to mid 20s. I think it's such an interesting time. So I thought I'd talk about some of the things that I just stopped caring about. Your boy just doesn't care about a few things, and three to be specific. There's a lot more than three, but for the sake of this podcast, I thought I'd give you my three biggest ones that have really shaped my identity. Let's start with the first one. Number one, the first thing that I've stopped genuinely caring about is pleasing other people, often sacrificing our own wants or needs in the process. That's what happens when we try and please other people. How many times have you gave up doing what you wanted to do, sacrificed your own time, your own energy, your own life just to make sure someone else feels better or happier? The crime of all crimes in life. And I had fought this for a very long time, over and over and over. And I've talked about it repeatedly. Every move I made earlier on in my life was to please other people. This includes my parents, my close friends, just anyone. I'm alluding to big life decisions, what you wear, how you look, the fear of how someone perceives you, worrying about that, and then making a decision to make sure you don't look bad or seem silly at times. Growing up, the reason I felt like I had to please my parents or friends, so more so my parents, being an Asian kid growing up in an Indian household, I felt like I had to please my parents all the time because they sacrificed their entire life. They sacrificed so much just for me and my sister to come here and live the lives that we wanted to live. Granted, me being 22 years old now, I feel like I have a lot to prove to myself still. I've been blessed with so many things. Just the opportunity to be here in America is huge. Making decisions in alignment with what my parents wanted me to do or what they think is the best route for me, I always felt that pressure. I felt weighed down by it so often. It was until I made the decision to leave college and pursue my own thing, that own thing just being working a job and then pursuing creative endeavors. That's when I stopped trying to, I guess, please my parents. It's been the biggest thing to overcome and understand is that, look, I'm not trying to please other people, let alone my parents. Like I'm not trying to please them anymore because I think I can balance understanding that, hey, this is my life. This is exactly what I want to do. This is exactly where I want to put my time. If my parents sometimes come in the way of that and if they don't fully believe in a vision, that's okay. At the end of the day, all they want from me is for me to be happy and just live a comfortable life. And I know that's exactly what they want from me. So everything else up until I made that decision to leave and even after that, everything that they've provided for me, all the help they've given me, all the support they have given me, even though it may not be a lot, I'm still very grateful for it because it goes a long, long way. So in terms of pleasing other people, stop like me stopping trying to like please my parents has been the hardest one. So you can also attach this. I had to do this with big life decisions, but you can also attach this to your daily life. Let's say if you're walking out and about in public, you're wearing slides, and the dogs are out, aka your toes. You're dressed bummy, your hair is all messy, and you have to go inside Target to pick up your order. And you're waiting in line. People are looking at you all funny, like, "Yo, what's this dude? Why is this dude all ugly? Why he have his hair like this? Why his dog's out? Why he dressed like a bum?" You start getting all conscious about how you look, what others are thinking of you. What will they say to the person next to them? What's How do they perceive me? What if they think I'm this? What if they think I'm that? We become so conditioned to the idea of that, just trying to please people. This happened yesterday. Yesterday, I had to go pick up some K cups for my dad because we have a Keurig, and my dad loves his Dunkin' Original coffee, like the K cups. So I went to Target, placed an online order, went to Target, was going to pick it up. I had my dogs out, I had my slides on. I was wearing like an orange linen shirt and these silly short. Well, the shorts are nice, but they kind of look weird. And I was just standing there waiting for the lady to come give me my bag of the stuff I ordered. And there were like six people standing there just looking at me. I could just like sense them just like staring. It was like two little kids and four adults. I was like, dang, people are just looking at me. But I was just on my phone, minding my own business. Didn't really care. In the back of my head, I was like, yeah, they probably think I look silly, or who the hell is this kid wearing this with his dogs out? Whatever they were thinking. I was like, fuck it. That's genuinely what I told myself in my head. I was like, dude, this is hilarious. And then I just took my stuff, said my thank you, and I just walked out. But I did this with friends all the time, right? Giving them what they want, making sure you look a certain way or that you're in place, and not trying to be the target of supreme judgment. Saying yes to all the hangouts, telling them only what they wanted to hear, sacrificing my own time, feelings, or my way of life just to make sure others are happy. That that's been such a big lesson I've had to learn. That, look, dude, you don't need to please other people. The only person you need to please is your significant other and yourself, most importantly. And that comes with respecting yourself, respecting and doing the things that you say you're going to do. I've just given less of a crap about those small moments of pleasing people, those small interactions, because they don't mean much. And you're probably never going to see those people ever again. So why waste so much energy worrying about what random Sarah is going to say about your dogs being out? It doesn't matter. A great little, I guess, not experiment, but what I've done to decondition myself from this way of thinking or living is when I'm out in public, purposely trying to do something silly or say something silly where it'll garner some attention from someone else around me, and then just not giving a fluff the way they react. So if I'm out with friends and we're all just having a good time being silly, if we're in public or at a mall, I would just, I don't know, yell something like "hey," or something silly, something stupid out loud. People will look, and I would just like get the feeling that everyone's looking at me, but then just not give a fluff and just keep going about my day. Because in that moment, you realize, dude, people really don't care. They're just like, oh, dude, who's this idiot? And they just keep walking. So it could be that. It could be, oh, this is a great one. When you're going to, let's say, with a cashier, you're going inside a gas station to pick up an energy drink and then check out, or the Target example that I just gave, where you're going inside to pick something up. This isn't so much of an obnoxious thing to do, but uh, more of a way to just practice being comfortable with yourself and your energy and other people being around you, is be a little bit louder with how you interact with someone. So if someone says like, "Hi, how can I help you?" Instead of just being, "Oh yeah, I just need this, this, and this," and kind of keeping your tone low, just be like, "Hi, how's your day going? Yeah, I had a pickup order. The name is Neil, last name Patel. Could I just give you my ID for you to verify?" And saying it in that confident tone, saying it in an elevated pitch, elevated voice, your energy and your presence is going to be felt, not only by yourself and the person you're interacting with, but other people around you. That's a great way to decondition yourself from trying to please other people, or getting over an insecurity of having you to be quiet. So yeah, that's the first thing that I've kind of stopped giving a crap about is pleasing other people. I should probably make a full in-depth episode about this. It's funny I've talked about this for dang near 10 minutes already, and I could talk about it for a lot longer, but it deserves its own episode. So that's the first thing, pleasing other people. I don't care for it that much anymore. Number 2, trying to plan everything out and macro planning out your entire life for a very long time. I don't think there's anything wrong with this at all, like trying to plan everything out. So if you're a planner, cool, good for you. And if it works for you, amazing. Just as of late, it hasn't been my cup of tea. Having my entire life planned out by set age, I think at some point it will give you some sort of disappointment or it'll make you feel hindered in some way, shape, or form that, like, dang, I had this expectation or I had this goal thing that I wanted to accomplish and achieve by set age, and I didn't do it. And it's like, dang, I'm bad. I should have done this. I should have worked harder, whatever. It just it doesn't serve me. For me at least, having everything planned out, it just doesn't serve me. And I embodied this custom since I was young. Again, I'm gonna go back to the example of growing up in an Asian household. Everything you're taught goes along the lines of having things planned out. What you want to be when you're getting married, when you're having kids, when you're going to live or where you're going to live. So much of life is expected to be planned. There's nothing wrong with that because having immigrant parents who came to this country to give their kids everything, it's fair for them to want their child's life to be planned. But when we get older, when we understand that, hey, this is not so much the type of life or the way of life or the way of thinking that I want to adopt, you understand that, hey, it's okay to not have everything planned out. And that's at least been my approach to how I live life, where I stopped worrying so much about planning because it sets these expectations of what we want our life to be or what I want my life to be. When do I want to achieve this thing? It can get stressful. It can become heavy on my mind. I don't want to have this checklist of things that I want to check off, constantly be worrying about the future and never staying present with everything that I am doing, everything that I am accomplishing and doing in the present day. What do I have? What am I blessed with? It's so easy for all of that to become fogged when you're worrying or planning for something 5 years down the line or 3 years down the line, 2 years down the line, when in reality you don't know, your life could change tomorrow. Now this would be different if I ran a business or I had 2 or 3 kids and I had all these other factors and responsibilities to take into account. In that case, planning out, hey, 6 months out from now, when our kids are this age and we can afford a nanny and can have people take care of our kids, we can plan a trip to Germany or Europe, Hawaii, a cruise, any of that. But that's planning out a vacation. Or if you have a business and if you have 10, 15, 20 employees, it's smart to have everything planned out for a long time because with a plan, you have an expectation of what you should be striving for, the vision that you should be creating for your employees. And the employees should be fulfilling their work and their goals and their expectations for the entire vision of the company. It's all different from like person to person, business to business, way of thinking to way of thinking. It's all different. But at the point that I am in my life right now, as a 22-year-old living with his Indian parents, he tries not to have everything planned out. There's a great quote that I heard, stays top of mind. We worry so much about the future, we forget we are living the life today we once dreamed for. We worry so much about the future, we forget we are living the life today we once dreamed for. And that's so true because some of the things I have today, I never thought I would have at the age of 18. At the age of 18, I thought I wanted all these other things and wanted to achieve all this stuff by 21, 22 that I haven't achieved. But when I take a step back and look at the things I have a podcast, I have content I can put out, I have people who listen, I live in a home, I have shelter, I get to have fun experiences with my significant other and my friends, I get to travel, I drive a beautiful car, I have money in the bank. It's so many things that I am grateful for. So much. When I say one of the things I don't care for anymore is trying to plan everything out, it's like the macro planning, the long term planning. What I am a fan of is just planning out our day, tasks we want to get done, or at least have a little mental map of it. 3-month goals, 12-month goals, and even those small short term goals, maybe just have 1 to 2 big desires to set your mind to, not 45 micro goals. I think oftentimes people fall into a trap of when a new year starts, they think, oh, by the end of this year, I want to have 30 different things accomplished. I want to become a musician, an artist, a content creator, a gymnast, a boxer, and I also want to be able to do 6 backflips. They set all these outrageous goals and none of them get achieved. And you know what? The only reason I'm saying that, by the way, is I need you guys to understand this. The only reason I'm saying that is because I was that guy who made all these ambitious, crazy goals, but never fulfilled a single one of them. This 201 episodes in, is the first goal that I feel I'm actually going to achieve with what I set my mind out to do. So for this past year, I've only had 2 big goals. And those 2 big goals being is focusing on content, aka my podcast, my short form content on YouTube, and losing 20 pounds. That has been my biggest goal. And the content, I've been putting it out consistently with the podcast. Short form and YouTube content can be a lot more consistent. I've been YouTube, oh my God, YouTube, I've been so inconsistent with. It's like every 3 weeks go by like that when you're doing something daily with short form content. Short form content, I try to do at least 2 to 3 videos a week minimum, 3 videos minimum. And then losing 20 pounds. I'm down 9 pounds right now. We have about 5 months left, and I've been getting consistent in the gym, and I enjoy it. So I like planning. This is going to sound weird. I like planning to have micro goals in terms of time that consist of 1 or 2 macro goals. Macro goals meaning just like 1 or 2 big goals for the entire year. So now when someone asks, hey, what's your plan for the future or your next job or your video? My typical response is, I don't know. We'll see. Or, just go with the flow. I follow my interests and my curiosity. Wherever that leads me, I will be fulfilled with it and I'll be happy. We'll just see. Because I don't I just like following my curiosity and what I'm curious about. So that's all. And the third one, simple one. I know I should have probably saved the best one for last, but it's not. The third thing I don't care for anymore in my early 20s is debt. I want to avoid debt altogether, and not the mortgage type of debt. Mortgage debt is good, but I don't want no car debt or school debt, any life debt, owing money to others. It sucks. If you're in a position right now where you have zero debt, do everything in your capabilities to avoid it. Because I'm telling you, it'll be a lot less stress. You don't have to worry about as much. You don't have to you can save a lot more. And granted, I'm still saving a majority of my income from my job, although the last couple months with these trips it's been piling up. But it's just way too stressful. I think and this may be a hot take because I know people are fans of debt. People, oh, you use debt to get cash flow and make money and this, that, whatever. It's all valid. For me, though, I just think staying out of debt is the quickest way to some sort of, which is going to sound cringe in my opinion, but financial freedom. Ew, I can't believe I said it. But staying out of debt is key, man. I wish I didn't have the amount of debt that I have now. The debt that I still have to pay off, it is it's annoying, right? Because you have like that, it's just lingering in the back of your head, like, dude, I got to pay off this debt. I have to pay off this debt. But lately, I've been being more aggressive towards paying it off because I know, like, dude, I'll be debt free by the time I'm 25. That's amazing. That sounds great. 24, 25, being debt free. That sounds like the dream. My sister, who's 33 right now, and her partner, who's 34, they both are still in debt, and they have 2 kids, they have a house, they have a mortgage, and it gets tough because you have all these other responsibilities and payments that you have to make, but on top of that, dishing out a couple grand a month towards debt, it's not fun. So that's my last thing. I don't care for it at all anymore. I can't wait till the day I'm debt free, and I think it's going to happen a lot sooner than I can imagine. Stay out of debt, number one. Number two, stop planning so much about the future. Well, I'm not telling you guys to stop planning. I'm saying the things I stopped caring for is trying to plan out my entire life and the macro. Instead, just have a vision of what you want your life to look like 10, 20 years down the line. So it's not so much, hey, by this age, I want this, by this age, I want that. It's just, what does my day look like in 10, 20 years? What do I want to be doing? That's all. And then the last thing, which was the first thing that I said, was pleasing other people. I don't care for it at all. I don't want to sacrifice my own needs, wants, or time for other people to try and make them feel better, make them feel good when I have my own priorities. I am my most important person. That's all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you took something away from this, if you did, feel free to share this with someone else. Let me know. Reach out to me. Tell me about some of the things you enjoyed and a couple other things. Leave me a 4 or 5 star review on Spotify. It helps me out a ton and this podcast grow. And lastly, follow me on all socials at the Korea Pact Podcast. It would mean the absolute freaking world. And like I always say, guys, take care, tell someone that you love them, and go do something nice for someone today because they genuinely deserve it. You guys are all the best. I become humbled more and more every single day when I do these episodes, and I can't wait to keep doing them because they are fun. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Peace.